My name is Scott, and I'll be 50 years old this year. Um, I have in the past been super active, doing lots of cycling. Have started to kind of move a little bit more into playing a lot more golf. And business, I'm in software. So I lead a sales development team, so a team of junior salespeople. You remember when we first met? I'd blown my back out pretty badly. I couldn't even lift a bike up about 2 feet up onto a bike rack. I've had a lot of back challenges over the course of probably the last 10 years or so. And a lot of that had to do with my glutes really not firing and not being activated. And so as an overcompensation, my lower back, mostly on the muscular side, would end up trying to like overcompensate. And so I'd get a sore back a lot if I was cycling, if I was playing golf. And when I saw you, I'd gotten to the point where I was pretty debilitated, and we were talking the other day. I couldn't even touch with the go past my knees in terms of flexibility. So had a lot of challenges from just an overall flexibility perspective. Period. Yeah, so I've had a lot of different trainers and programs that I've had over the years. I worked out with a personal trainer and focused a lot more at that time on weight training. I actually worked with somebody else and doing kind of a super slow type of thing. That's part of when I ended up being injured most recently. I chose to work with you because number one, I felt like you could tell right away what some of the challenges were that I was having and why I was having those challenges. And I loved the approach that you brought, which was like, hey, let's start focusing on activation, start to focus on mobility, stability, and it was a very personalized approach that you had, and you were coming in and meeting me where I was and where my body was and where I was in terms of readiness for change, kind of overall in my routine. And for me, that was something that I wanted to try out, and I really appreciate it. And I've continued working with you now for I think we're up to 6 or 7 months now that we've been working together. I think the thing about our process that has really helped me is that we really started off with just addressing like, let's get me back to kind of normal and stable, which was something that I was in serious need of being able to go and do that. And we turned it around pretty quickly in terms of being able to go and really focus on some of the things I needed to do to get back to that level of stability, especially in terms of glutes. So I was able to see results very quickly there. And then one of the things that's worked for me is that, as we have worked together over the course of the last 6 months, my needs have changed, and the things I wanted to focus on changed. And you've been able to change right along with that in terms of figuring out, okay, well, what's pertinent to you now? Couple of times along the way, I might have I've had to go on business travel, and you've given me some really good things to key in on while I was traveling, and then so we could go and kind of pick back up on that afterward. So one of the outcomes, and I think we laughed about this the other day, but I just touched my toes for the first time in about like 30 years. So I couldn't believe that happened. But one, I'm a lot less injury prone right now. I'm able to go and participate in the activities that I want to participate in. I feel a lot stronger than I was, not only in terms of stability and not only in terms of flexibility, but also I just feel stronger and more like ready and capable of, kind of meeting life's, everyday challenges. I'm not going out and trying to do, personally, I'm not trying to do I'm not trying to do clean and jerks and do PRs on weightlifting. For me, a lot of it is just about how do I ensure that I've got the right level of energy and strength and stability to be able to get the most out of life for where I am in my life right now. And I feel like we've been able to achieve that. The back tweaks that I was having before were taking me out of action, sometimes like 2-3 weeks at a time. And would take me away from some of the things that I really love doing, like cycling and golfing. And again, they were just like, they took me out of action. And this back tweak that I had the other day, and it was after a lot of business travel, changed my schedule, had played golf 2 days in a row, and just kind of like tweaked it a little bit. And I was able, number one, with that tweak, to like actually play through it during that day. And then afterward, I was actually back like playing golf, like playing 2.5 rounds of golf again by the end of the following week. Whereas at the beginning of the week, I was like, oh, this is a little twingy, but then end of the week, I was up and ready to go again. And again, now I'm great. The other thing is that after you and I have been working together, I have dramatically reduced the amount of time that I've had to go and see my chiropractor, because I was going and seeing her like every other week sometimes. I mean, when I was really injured, I was having to see her like 3 times in a week. And now I'm in a position where I hardly see her anymore. Like maybe, I'll go back in like once every quarter now instead of going out on a weekly basis. So from that perspective, and I had been seeing her on a weekly or bi-weekly basis for years. And so now, she's probably not super happy with you, but she's happy that she's very happy that I'm in a good place. I've got a lot more endurance, a lot more stability. Again, the injuries have been significantly reduced over time. I still have goals that we still need to go and work on, but a lot of those things are just things that I need to make a priority and decide that I want to go and change them. One of the other things that we have, we've been focusing a lot on the physical side, but also, you and I have had a lot of conversations on meditation practice, spirituality as well. And so I've been able to go back and rediscover some of those components of my wellness as well, which has been great, and have been able to find through that the focus on that, a better level of presence and focus. If I had never started working with you, one, again, I'd be seeing my chiropractor a heck of a lot more right now. Two, I don't think I wouldn't have found the kind of strength and ongoing stability to be able to do the level of activity that I want to right now, especially around golf. My body would not be as resilient as it is right now. So those are probably a couple things. I would 100% recommend that you connect with Eldon. I was really excited the first time that I worked with him, and first I was intrigued because I could tell that he had a different approach than other folks that I've worked with in the past. And then I was really pleasantly surprised when we started working together at just how customized his approach was going to be for what I needed to be able to go and accomplish. So I mean, I'd say just do it. You've got nothing to lose. I mean, overall, I'd just say that, I'm really grateful that we've had an opportunity to get to know each other and work together over the course of the last 6 months. And I really appreciate your approach, and you've introduced me to things that I never would have imagined doing. And, I think in the last session that we were going through, I was like, I'm really starting to connect and understand exactly why I have had some of the challenges that I've been having, and we're specifically working on those. And I feel like you've been able to really communicate a lot of your knowledge through to me. And for me, it's really important to understand the why behind some things. And the fact that we've been able to go and make some breakthroughs on some of that has been really valuable to me.